Yeah, welcome to Whale Watch. We're at Winton on Friday afternoon, Central Southland Raceway. We're going to have a look at the late quaddy. They've only got a 7-race program. They're first starting just after 1. First leg of the late quaddy will be race number 4 on 4, 5, 6 and 7. That'll be at 3 o'clock. It's a maiden race. Classic Mission looks the obvious here from a nice handy draw. Went to Eddington last Friday night when it was on track in a really hot maiden field. Gee, it runs some good splits here. So the horse I'm highlighting is about to come wide here in the grey colours here. Brad Williamson trained. Kieran Thompson drove this day. Carrera Rapido wins this. Beats home Tokyo Rose. Really strong field here. And the horse I'm highlighting is in the grey down the outside. Now you think, well, it hasn't made up that much ground, but it actually ran the best splits of the race. Now it's run its last mile 2 minutes, run over 56.4, which is equal fastest last half of the race, and it rounded off nicely. Prior to that, it run second at Oamaru. I do think it finds the right race with the right draw over the mile. If you want a little bit of cover, you can never leave a Craig Ferguson trained runner out at the moment. He's got Hooky Fella going round. Now 2 weeks ago, this is not its latest trial, it's the trial previous. The horse I'm highlighting, not overly big in the trail, is the son of Lord Forbes. He gets beaten by his stablemate here, but he wasn't too bad. He pulls out here, ends up running second. Now in his campaign last season, he raced in some pretty good fields. He ended up racing against the likes of Captain Tom. As I said, he's not overly big. He hasn't grown much since that spell, but he's got a bit of speed and he's got an inside draw, and it is only a mile. I thought his last trial was probably just okay, but he gets a good draw, so I thought you might have him a little bit of cover. 3, 1 and 11. Glenn Kerrick would be the other one I'd put in to the early quaddie at Winton on Friday. Now, leg number 2. This is a trot, and we have the resumption of one of the best fillies going round in the age group trot in the form of Hidden Talent. I want to take you to her workout, the latest one. This is about a fortnight ago. So I'm highlighting her. She's obviously in Nathan Williamson's colours here. In front is her stablemate. Now that's Caitlin Denario, who's a pacer. The horse that's last is race rival in Switch On. Now, Oliver Kite, who drives on Friday afternoon, the young junior driver, gets on board Hidden Talent. The reason why, because it'll be penalty-free for her. She's obviously targeting races like the Jasmine's Gift at Oamaru in the next 10 days, but gee, she trialled up nicely here. 3-8, home in 58, quarter in 28, and Oliver hardly ever moved. All about the manners, but no doubting the talent. She's a real talent, is Hidden Talent, and she's got high speed. Main Danger, Switch On off the front. Now, leg number 3, this is a little bit of a trickier race to get a guide on. I think Snow Robin's probably the horse to beat because she's the best credentialed horse in the race. And I'll take you to performance at Oamaru. In the pink colours here, in the trail, it was a hell of a good drive here by Mark Hurrell. He got out of the 1-1 and into the trail at the bell and gave this mare every opportunity. She just couldn't get Mwanga in the run home. He's a pretty good horse who heads to Eddington on Friday evening. She's a nice mare. She's won 5 races. I do think she's the one to beat here, but again, I wouldn't want to be anchoring her in the quaddie. Probably the other one I definitely want to consider is Step It Up a Notch, because he's been raced hard fit and he's been running into some pretty good types. So we look at him with the giant hand on and the brown colours with the blue spots here. He gets beaten by Nutcracker, who comes down the outside in the Ferguson colours, but has the rest covered. Notice race rivals in here. Hazer in the pink colours. Definitely a chance in this race. Max Back was running on. Lucy's Delight was running on. But Step It Up a Notch went with Nutcracker all the way up the lane. There's only about a half length between them. So in that leg, I think you want 4, 5, 7 and 9. In leg number 3. We're going to shorten up in legs 2 and 4 in the last leg. I think it's one of the best of the day. And Rise Up and Dance, he's a very good horse. Now, he won his last start very impressively, put aside. This is his latest trial here that only run 3rd, but man, I'll give you the sectionals very shortly. So the horse I'm highlighting is in the blue colours, getting to the outside in the blue and white. Now that's Hazer in front. In between them is Still Rocking. And you can see Nathan sitting pretty quiet. Now I thought, yeah, just okay, but 28.4 down the back, 27.1 home. He's run home at 55.5. As I said, he's a very good horse who finds the right race, is the highest rated horse and a really good race to resume in. Now it is 2,400 metres, Main Danger, Mighty Flying Superstar, but I think we can anchor him in the last. Pretty short quaddie, a suggested one for you with Hidden Talent and Stablemate, Rise Up and Dance, the anchors. 1, 3, 11 in the maiden. I think the 11 the value in the first leg. 9 anchored, Hidden Talent in leg 2. 4, 5, 7 and 9, and maybe a little bit of a tricky leg number 3. And then the last leg, the very good Rise Up and Dance. $12 for the late quaddie, 100% on Friday afternoon.